Cheech and Chong, the famous weed-smoking duo, have reunited for the first time in over 20 years to join the uber-starstruck cast of Back to the Future star Michael J. Fox and Woody Harrelson for a special cannabis-inspired E.T. the Extraterrestrial sequel titled E.T. 2, E.T. is back. The 1980s original, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, was a huge hit. But this time around, it's not gonna be about aliens. Chong said, when E.T. the Extraterrestrial came out in 1982, Steven Spielberg had an idea to do a sequel. It was basically a call to help us now, to help us when we needed it most. Unfortunately, Dr. Ivo Robotnik was angered by the thought of a sequel and said these harsh words to Cheech and Chong: "Do you understand the depths of humanity?" The duo had no idea what that meant, but now they do, and they're eager to set right some wrongs. This caused another evil supervillain, Cobra Commander, to become enraged at the though of a sequel to E.T. He stated, "I hate sequels and will destroy every one of them in my path." This act caused a dormant worm called Gutsy the exoskeleton to awaken. Gutsy had a bad feeling about this after the end of the first film, where he heard E.T. was actually not dead and once again is stranded in a mysterious alien dimension. "The danger is so much deeper this time," he said. Gutsy invaded a top-secret site of a highly advanced alien spacecraft designed for both Eggman and Cobra Commander, though upon the invasion Gutsy was shot dead by the Cobra Commander. Though this was a good thing, because the Cobra Commander in charge of the battle between the good and evil aliens mentioned that they must send E.T. to another dimension. "I want Disney to know that they can suck my uncensored man cock anytime they want." Afterwards they approached Cheech and Chong and said to them, "You fucking genius, we have a huge career ahead of you." This once again was a shock for Cheech and Chong, but they knew what they had to do. "I understand this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I must turn Eggman into a businessman." They chose the location for their final face-off with Eggman, in an old abandoned warehouse. The trio had set out all their chemicals, hammers, and spray paint cans in preparation for their big, massive, slimy and evil creature-destroying return to life. "It's not like I could turn down a follow-up to my most iconic role," Cheech said. The trio had set out all their chemicals, hammers, and spray paint cans in order and played a movie in the background. If he were to land in this place, he would remember where he came from. If not, he'd shit his pants, Harrelson said. As the trio watched the movie, a grainy image of a kid named Dusty watching this unbelievable occurrence through binoculars started to appear and grow larger. "It's true, the kid has seen us for what we truly are, we must destroy him," Cobra Commander said. Eggman then pissed on Dusty and said, "I don't know if I'm glad I didn't stay at Grandma's tonight, or not." He then told Cheech and Chong to stand aside and said, "My mother is missing and I need to find her, she's got a good heart." Upon hearing about human hearts, Mola Ram, the leader of the Thuggy cult, teleported in using his own mega egg and vowed to let Eggman die, and as this was taking place his followers watched from a distance in anticipation. Cheech then pointed a gun to Eggman's head and told him to stand back as he shot Mola Ram in the nuts, causing him to become paralyzed and bound in a small cage. Gutsy then ran up behind Mola Ram and cold-cocked him with a hammer, sending him flying in a tree, and then shattered the tree. "I'm alive and well," he said. As for the egg we saw being led off into a police car, it was then the trio noticed that the police were looking in the wrong direction. The egg's Eggmobile then flew off while Cobra Commander called in an airstrike to kill Cheech and Chong. At the end they finally convinced both other aliens to accept Eggman back, and they all joined hands and started singing "Whip My Ass Till It's Blue." In the end they all retired to a huge mansion and got jobs as unlicensed private investigators. They all said that they were glad they met each other because it made life worth living. I love you, I love you. They all cried as we hear E.T. saying see you around. That's all for today.